back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, we are actually doing a reading vlog. I haven't done one in a minute. And this reading vlog, I'm reading a book that is extremely popular. It's a romance. Y'all know I'm selling this kick. But of course, I wanted to read it when everyone else was not reading it and the hype has gone way down. And that book is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I am finally reading this. I have been watching so many reviews on TikToks, spoiler free of course, and they have influenced me to the highest power. So I'm like, you know what? I want to read this. Started it today and I'm on page 30. I started it when I was at work, when it was like almost time to go. I was like, let me kill time and started. And I am only on page 30, y'all, and I already like it. This is giving me a now just from the beginning, just from the chapter 1 and 2, the couple that keeps on coming to mind is, did you guys ever watch that show? It's by Shonda Rhimes, Private Practice. It was a spinoff of Grey's Anatomy with, what's the girl with the not blonde hair, red hair, Addison. Well, in that series, there was a couple that were married, but they are newly divorced. And they were played by Taye Diggs and, what's my girl's name? And Audra McDonald. As soon as I start reading this, I thought about them because they work together, they own a practice, they are newly divorced, they have a child, and are trying to navigate, their lives as being newly divorced, as trying to raise their child. But you can tell there is some underlying feelings for each other. And if you watch the series, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, it kind of gives me that vibe, that Naomi and Sam vibe.
Did something happen between you two? You know what? Your boyfriend was my husband for 17 years. He married me. I had his child. So unless you ever hit those milestones, my relationship with Sam will always trump yours.
Which that was a very good show if you haven't watched it. Again, I'm only on page 30, y'all, and I am liking it. Okay. Now, how do you pronounce this girl's name? That's the chef. Okay, wait. How do you pronounce her name? Because she already getting on my nerves. Vashta? How do you say that? Vashta? Girl, y'all know I'm terrible with names. But that particular scene where she dropped off the kids at the restaurant, he was like, okay, I'm gonna take them, home. And you walk into your house after you have had a good night with your homegirls. Y'all came from a birthday party, y'all kikiing, laughing, drinking. You come to your house and you got your ex-husband, your 2 kids, and another woman that works basically for, your company, kikiing with the kids, and the husband got her hand on his knee. And again, like she kept on saying, yeah, my ex-husband. Yeah, I understand that. But girl, and my thing is with Josiah, I honestly thought that was okay to have her in the house. And I know that y'all divorced, y'all single, okay. But like, did you honestly think that was right to do? And then with the woman, if it was me and I know that, he just got newly divorced, I'm seeing somebody, they just got newly divorced. And then on top of that, I work, in your restaurant. I'm not coming to that woman's house when she's not there. And again, I feel like I'm contradicting myself because he can date. They both can date. Y'all single. But it's some boundaries. I'm like 30 pages in and it's already a bang. I'm super excited to read this. And again, I wanted to read it, when the hype was down. That is what we are going to be focusing on this reading vlog. And actually, speaking of a romance book, I told you guys about a series that I'm reading in my recent video. It was what was it called? Summer recommendation books. And I told you guys I've been reading a series by Chloe Leese called The Bergman Brothers. I just got this one today, and is this used? Are they just damaged? They look a little used. But anyway, it is Everything for You. Like I said, the Bergman Brothers. This is Oliver's story, and here's some of the rest of them. I've read 4 so far, and there's 7 of them in the series, but I really do like this. Again, it gives me a Bridgerton vibe, meaning You know, it has a lot of siblings and every sibling gets a book. That's why it kind of gives me that vibe, and I really like that. It is Wednesday and I just got from work. Actually got home a little bit early. So what I am going to do, I'm gonna put my hair up, I'm gonna pin curl this, I'm gonna take a shower, and I'm gonna get in my pajamas now. Okay, I don't want to wait until later. I want to just get in my pajamas now. Of course, continue to read this. Then I've been rewatching well, some of the episodes of Downton Abbey. It is giving me Davenport's type of vibe. I just finished that book. It was on my TBR. After I read that, I was like, you know what? I want to watch a couple episodes of Downton. So that's what I have been doing. Again, I'm gonna go pin curl this hair, take this makeup off, put on a t-shirt, and I'm gonna just chill out for the rest of the evening. Okay, you guys, so I'm on page 115. I've been reading for the past like 2 hours. I discovered that I like her friend Hendrix. Oh my goodness, she is so funny. Her like quick responses. She kind of gives me like a Tony Childs vibe where they just say what they feel. Like that friend that is going to keep it real. And then I also like Soledad. She's real like, she gives me like a conservative mom that cares about her girl. She's such a mom, you know what I mean? And I love that too. And yeah, the second book is about her. And then, because at first I thought Hendrix was a boy, but that's before I knew anything about this book. But yeah, Hendrix is the new book that Kennedy Ryan is writing that's going to be out next spring. And okay, who's kind of getting on my nerves right now, and I have to keep on telling myself, girl, she is a teenager, is Deja the girl. Which again, I'm like, when I was 13, I had a little funky attitude, didn't want to talk to nobody. So yeah. Okay, let's talk about Josiah. I like him. I do. He has a lot to unpack. I like the fact that these characters are so layered. It has so much depth that that you can relate to them, and then it's just good writing. This, like, she can write. And this is my second time reading a book by her. I listened to a short story that she did. I think it was called Coming Home or something like that. It was with the Amazon Shorts. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. But this would be the first time I've read like a full length novel by her. And just by reading this, I was thinking, I said, I think I'm going to get, is it Long Shot? That's another series that she is known for. And I have it available on audio, but I want to read it. But I want to like physically read it. But again, I'm going to read this first. But the fact that I already want to read another book by her, that says a lot. She can write. And y'all know I'm on this romance journey. I think I'm going to stop reading for now. I kind of want to watch some TV. So yeah.
But only once you know the recipe.
You guys, I think this is the first time this ever happened to me. I have already finished this. Clearly, I was doing a reading vlog on it, and I forgot that I was doing the reading vlog and just blew through it. And today is Sunday. Now I'm like, okay. With my reading vlogs, I like to give you guys my real thoughts throughout the book, okay? And then when I'm done, I give you a final thought of what, I thought about it. Y'all saw in the beginning, I said how much I like Hendrix. Okay, still like Hendrix. But it was so much that I was so engrossed and I forgot. I literally forgot. So I do think I am going to start the second book. I already have it on deck, and I'm glad I already have it, because I was going to, if I did not have this, I was going to go to the bookstore today and get it, but don't have to because I already bought it. Okay, so yeah, I do think I'm gonna read this one next. Let's just do a recap on this. This was so good. I gave it a 4.5. Okay, I did give it a 4.5. Because at one point it was kind of like, would y'all, okay, please come on now. Like, we've explained everything. We know how we feel about each other. Okay, we talked to the therapist. come on now, wrap it up. But it ended so well. It ended with closure. And I like the fact that this is honestly not really like your typical romance, because it does have a lot of, I would say, pain and grief, but it still does have the romance, but it does still have the romance aspect. But topics are very, very serious. And I do love that. I love the fact too about the therapy when it comes to the stigma, especially in the Black community, especially with Black men. I can't speak for, being a Black man in therapy, but I know in general, being a Black individual, we do have that stigma of we don't need therapy, just go to church. And I'm all for going to church. I'm a person of faith, but like I always say, Jesus is the one that created the occupation. Go use it. So I'm all for therapy. I think people should seek therapy in any matter, whether it is a marriage crisis, grief, friendship, infidelity, anything. If you need help, you need help. I believe that you need an outsider, looking in, as opposed to if you talk to a good friend in the family, or your sister or something like that, which again, I think you should, but I also think you should seek professional outside help if you are really struggling, going through something. And she really does talk about that, and the way that she handles it is so perfect. They were very mature when it came to, this is a divorced couple, when it either came to them seeking out, other partners or whatever. It was the way that he handled his situation with old girl. I thought it was going to be even messier and real, that typical romance dramatic type. No, because she knew this ain't going to work. You know what I mean? This is not going to work. And he already knew it, okay? But yeah, oh my goodness, I wish I could have I really am mad at myself because I wanted you guys to see my initial reactions throughout the book. But okay, we go do it with this. We go do it with this one. Okay, we are. Again, love this couple. And I know we do get a glimpse of Soledad and her husband Edward. I'm glad after reading this that she went straight to Soledad's character, because towards the end we get a glimpse of what's going on, really what's going on. But I am excited about Hendrix's story. I'm just guessing we're probably going to get even more, a little bit of Hendrix, and this could be us, although this is Soledad's story, but it looks like you got a little bit more of Soledad in this. So it's probably going to be like the same formula where you get a little bit of Hendrix in, the second book. But yeah, I do understand the hype. Okay. When you guys are talking about this book, it's fantastic. I do understand now. I still am glad that I waited to read, because this came out in 2022 and I just read it this year. But I'm so into this story and the characters where I cannot wait to read this. I want to read it now. So that's what I'm going to do. This did just come out, this year. Granted, it came out a couple of months ago, but yeah, I want to read this now. Some more romance books. Yesterday, actually, my sister bought them for me and went out. I want to go into this because, yeah, she dropped some bombs, okay, when it came to Soledad and Edward and her situation. But I'm going to start this. I'm about to get something to eat, and I'm going to start this and then really tell you how I feel throughout the whole book. So, yeah. Okay, you guys, so I started this yesterday. I'm already on page 129, and I have to say, I think I'm enjoying this a tiny bit more from Before I Let Go. And the reason why is I think Before I Let Go, like that, the tea is real sad, okay, of what happened between Yasmin and Josiah. This tea, this is some... it's unfortunate tea, okay, of what's happening with Soledad and her husband. But the way he has done her and the way he talks to her, well, he a mess. He is a mess. But I will have to say, Soledad, she's not the stereotype like housewife that just doesn't say anything back to her husband like she does. This is betrayal at its best. Oh, he has done some stuff. And you know what? He's a narcissist, because first of all, he's not smart like he think he is. And she's the type of person that, she can just get stuff together, pull it off, and figure the situation out. His little dealings with his little whatever, his little jump off, her name in his sleep, and his thing is, oh, because we've been so, preoccupied and busy with projects at the office. Are you, like, seriously? That's the excuse you will come up with? Which, first of all, I mean, what excuse can you come up with? You saying another woman's name in your sleep? I mean, come on now. But he's just not a sharp thinker, and he thinks he is. When he tried to come for her body, certain body part, I'm like, that was real low. And then his excuse, what he says, I'm sorry, he says, I've been under so much pressure at the office. That can't be your excuse for everything at work, for being home less with me and the girls, for working all the time, for saying your assistant's name in your sleep. Nothing's going on between Amber and me. We've been working so hard on these projects that I dream about her. I cock my head to the side. It only happened a couple of times. God, are you going to hold me responsible for my subconsciousness? I told you it was nothing. Can we just go? Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway. So Edward's on my list, okay? He on my bad list. He just got on my nerves at the beginning of the book. He got on my nerves when we learned a little bit about him and before I let go. Because it's like, he's so busy, he can't do anything. You got 3 girls and you don't know the half of anything. And, oh yeah, okay. Now let's talk about Judah. First of all, I love that name so much. Judah. That is just so pretty to me. But with him, I love the fact that he is a man that takes charge, yet he's sensitive. And he knows when to take charge at the right time. You know what I mean? I could take that. And I love his relationship with his sons. And I love the fact also, too, you get a perspective about autism when it comes to his 2 children. He has 2 twin boys, Aaron and Adam, and they're on the spectrum. And you see different levels of them on the spectrum. I have not read a book that I can recall that talks about autism. I haven't. I can't think of one on the top of my head. But I love the fact that he knows how to navigate his children. Also, the way that he co-parents with his ex-wife. It's like they've learned to be friends and learned to really put the children first. It's like whatever makes these children comfortable, that's our main priority. We didn't work out. It's fine. We didn't work out. We're better at co-parenting. We're better at friends. But our main priority are these boys. It just shows so much maturity on both of their levels. The fact that, what's his name? Edward. He can't stand Judah, but he knows Judah, first of all, is extremely smart, but Judah is caught on to him and he can't take that, okay? And yeah, Judah, he be riding him, okay? And he don't like that. Another thing that I like about this book is the portrayal of, women that stay at home, housewives. That is a job. And a lot of men, I'm generalizing, they don't see that as a job. That is work. That is work. And I like the way that she depicts that in the book. But with Soledad, she has a degree in everything. She went to Cornell. And it was one scene that she said about, being a housewife. Let me see. She's talking to her friends Hendrik and Yasmin. Even when I was at Cornell getting my degree, I knew I wanted to be home someday. That when I started having children, I wanted to stay home with them. Nothing wrong with that, Hendrik said. But someone as driven as you, as ambitious as you, it surprises me that you didn't want more. More than what? I asked, in the words with a slight challenge. Giving shelter to the people you love most, making sure they are well fed, well adjusted, happy, ready to navigate the world. That has been fulfilling to me. I shrug and go on. I know neither of you are wired this way. Granny told me back in the day in Greensboro, it was illegal for black women to stay at home. This got me on. What do you mean illegal? Hendricks frowned. They passed an ordinance requiring black women to work. During the First World War, black soldiers would send money home to their families. For some of their wives, it meant they didn't have to work outside the homes for the first time. What's wrong with that? Yasmin asked, sitting up, leaning forward. When white women in town asked them to clean their houses and look after their children, they didn't need the money and refused. They couldn't stand that, so they legally passed an ordinance requiring the niggers to work outside the home, giving them back their nannies and domestics. It's quiet for a few minutes as we sit with the injustice of that and nibble on our charcuterie board. We've come a long way. Other women have always been allowed to stay home, I say, to make their homes and their family lives work. Not us. When Granny told me this, it struck a chord in me. And it was like 1918, and we were still being denied even privileges of saying no to working for someone else. I've always known I didn't want to work for somebody but myself. I did not know that. And I watched an interview with Kennedy Ryan and what's the girl from Housewives? Tanya Sam. And it's a spoiler free what do you call it, interview conversation, but she talked about that. I'll link that interview down below. It was very good. She talked about that, and I was shocked because they let it pass so long like that. At the fact that, like Soledad said, I am more than happy. Like, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a home. I wanted to be a wife. I wanted to have children. I wanted to mother my children, and I wanted to, be at home with them. This is not like, oh, I have to, some housewives, it's like, oh, they have to be at home or they don't want to. No. And this lady, again, is college educated. Some women are like that. They want to be married and have kids and be a mother. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do love that perspective that Kennedy, is writing, but that Kennedy wrote when it comes to housewives. Because sometimes, again, it's like, oh, that's not a real job. They're kind of looked down upon. It's like, no, if you only knew. Switch them roles, okay? I also love that scene when she come to visit him. When she come to visit Edward. Oh, that scene was so good. This is a movie. I'm like hurrying to go to the grocery store because I'm thinking in my mind when I was driving, oh, I need to get home and watch This Could Be Us. That's how good this is. I am now so excited to see, even though I know they're not turning this into, the series or movie. They're turning Before I Let Go, which I'm so excited about that. I'm curious to see who are they going to cast for, these characters. Are there going to be some unknown, or are there going to be some known people? Let me get back to this book because this is so good. This saying right here that I literally just read, it's such a black saying. I'm on chapter 21. Everybody talks so badly about our food. I don't remember macaroni and cheese at the Christmas party last year. No, she saves that for the company picnic. Perry shudders. I already don't eat just anybody's food. Everybody don't keep a clean house. You know what I mean? You sound just like my mom. I chuckled. She never ate at the office potlucks. Why I say that all the time when we have like company picnics or gatherings or potlucks, I don't even bring stuff from home. I'm always getting drinks or cookies. Also, the dialogue in this book is just hilarious because again, I've heard so many black people, including me, bathrooms and kitchens are number ones for me. When I go to a person's bathroom and it's toe up, I'm like, oh yeah, But that cracked me up, that scene. And I love the scene too where Soledad is having her event, and it's like a sold out event, and Judah decides to come, and they have like a little moment. It is so cute because now she's an influencer. He's been like basically watching her. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Like, you've been kind of keeping up with me. It is so cute. That daughter, Inez, is like what kind of get on my nerves, but she did have a little conversation with her. But again, I'm like, I have to keep on telling myself for characters that are young, just like I had to do with Before I Let Go with Deja. These are children, Alexis. Okay? Again, remember how you were when you were a teenager. These are children. You are a grown adult. Oh, just step back. Step back, please. I don't owe you no explanation. I'm grown. I'm the mama. You the child type of situation. But I do love the way that she handles her children and she talks to her children. I do love that. So, yeah. I'm loving this book. I am loving this book. Also, you guys, check out my playlist on Spotify. I'll put the link down below, but I did make a playlist for both books with just some bomb songs. They're basically songs that were in, there's some songs that were in the book that were mentioned, and there are also songs that are just like on theme for the book. Listen to that playlist because the songs go with the book. It's just amazing. Okay, guys, so I just got back home from work, and I have like 7 or 8 pages to go until I'm finished with this. I actually read a good amount at work today, which says a lot because y'all know a lot of times I really don't like to read at work, but just in case I will bring it. And I could not stop thinking about this. I stayed up until almost 1 in the morning last night, and I was like, girl, you got to go to sleep because you got to get up. I want to get my true reaction of how it actually ends. That was so good. Okay, this hands down 5 stars. I have to say, I have to say, I think I not think I did enjoy this one a little bit more than Before I Let Go. Both of them were excellent. Okay, both of them. I would give for me Before I Let Go 4.5 stars. I would give this a 5 star. Again. Y'all know how much I love the drama and tea. And like I said in the beginning, the first book, the drama and tea was real sad. This has some sad bits, but the drama and tea was like, that's what you get. A revenge type of, aspect that I liked about it. And I love Soledad's journey. This book basically, almost all the books, she's like dating herself, and then we meet the love interest Judah. But the fact that he's so patient and he waits on her, everything that she's going through, pertaining to her husband, pertaining to her daughters. And I mean, they're both such great parents. And I love also the way that she depicted fatherhood, black fatherhood, when it came to him raising his sons Adam and Aaron. Because a lot of times we do get in society, when it comes to black men, how they don't do anything for their children, things like that, which there's a good amount, okay, but there's also a good amount that does do for their children, that are fantastic fathers. And we don't get enough of that, I would say, in our community, in our culture. And I love the way that she depicts that in this book. Yeah, this is a 5 star. I am glad that I did read it kind of right away. This book came out in March. I read it in July. Again, y'all know I like to read books when they're not super popular, when they're not hyped up. That's why I waited for Before I Let Go. After I read that, I was like, I cannot hold out. I want to know what's going on with Soledad, because she was, out of the 3 girls. Now, at first I said it was Hendrix, right? Now it's Soledad. I love Hendrix though, but my favorite, hands down, is Soledad. So that's all I'm going to say, you guys. I could talk about this book over and over and over again, gush about it. You guys saw my true reactions to it. Yeah, this is a 5 star. I would recommend you guys read this. Now, I do believe my next read from her, I want to read Long Shot. I have that on audio for free on Audible, but I want to get the tangible book. I was looking on TikTok today, just seeing people review it without any spoilers, of course, and they said that it's a very difficult book because it does deal with domestic violence, I believe, and things of that nature. But I was saying to myself, if I can get through A Little Life by Hanya Nagahara, I can get through any book, okay? So, and I'm used to reading trauma and like battered women. I know it sounds really odd, but I tend to like stories like that, especially like movies. Something's wrong with me. But like those battered women stories, I actually tend to like them. So, although again, I'm glad that they did, I'm glad that I did come across videos that did say trigger warnings when it comes to that book. But I know, but I do think that is going to be my next read from her. Also at Walmart and Target, I think it's like 11 or 12 bucks. So I think I'm going to go there now. I need to go to Walmart anyway. So I'm like, well, you might as well pick up a book. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick that up. But yeah, guys, that is it for this vlog. I'm so happy that I read both of these books. Yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.